right, PEZ fans, listen, according to my screen, which I'm looking at right there, it says I'm live, and this is a monumental occasion because it's the first time I've gone live on Instagram. Today is October 8th, 2021, the day before my favorite one-day race of the year, the Giro di Lombardia. We've got lots of stuff happening on the site and far of our previews and our coverage that's coming in. Hey guys, thanks for joining in. And the reason I'm going live is because I've got a great story on site. It's right here, and it has to do with this right here. In my hands is the official program from the 1952 Giro di Lombardia. I know you're wondering, what is that thing, Pez? Well, let me tell you something. It's called a newspaper. Yeah, a newspaper. And it's how we used to get our news and how people used to get their news before what you're doing right now. Looking at your phone, looking at your screen. Anyways, I came by this amazing archival piece. Was given to me by my good friend and fellow PEZ man, Alessandro Federico, who lives in Italy. He's one of our Italian contributors. He's been with us for years, and he is a guy who, in fact, wrote the first top ride story over the Colle della Finestra. I'm going to see if I can find a link for that, because that was an amazing story. It's great dirt climb. But the real interesting thing is he was in possession of this amazing program, and I had been talking about going to see the Giro di Lombardia for like 10 years. So when I started PEZ, one of my goals was I want to get going to see the big races. I want to get over to the Tour, obviously. First race I went to, the Giro d'Italia was next. And once I'd been to the Grand Tours, it was like, okay, what's next? The classics. What haven't I seen? Paris-Roubaix and Flanders were right up there. Milan-San Remo I wanted to go to, obviously. But I couldn't go to everything all year long. You know, it's like I'm living in Vancouver, getting to Europe is hard. So, okay, pick and choose my races. So I had always wanted to go and see Lombardia. I love the Milan. I love northern Italy. I love the lakes area. I'd spent a bunch of time in Bellagio and riding around Como, been up to the Madonna del Ghisallo many times. And it was just really, it's one of my favorite parts of the country, but I had not been to Lombardia. So it took me about 10 years and I finally got to go. So when I went over there, Alessandro bestowed upon me this amazing thing. Now, let's just, instead of me talking about it, let's get inside this thing, because I got to show you a couple things here. So it's 25 pages or so of nothing but cycling coverage all around the Giro di Lombardia. There's ads in here. This first one is from a company that I think makes piston engines, and we're sponsoring this guy who was in the Grand Prix di Modena. Okay, then we've got articles. I mean, look at this. If you can see this picture, it's a super rainy day. The weather and conditions were terrible. There's amazing stuff. I mean, here we've got just pages and pages of really small type. And remember, this stuff was done before computers, so all of these words and pictures were all typeset into a massive printing press before they made this thing and printed these things. Anyways, on site, on PEZ, I have got for you an up-close and in-person look at some of the highlights of this thing. So here's the site. Here's what we've got going on today. The top of the site, inside the 1952 program. Click on this link. It's going to take you inside. You're going to see all kinds of really cool stories, but that's not all. So what else am I doing here? Well, I just wanted to highlight, if you haven't had a chance to look at the site lately, there is an awful lot of really cool stuff going on here that I thought was worth talking about. So today it's Friday. We always run our gear break story, which is basically a shop window. You know, the reason we do these is we are inundated really with press releases from brands who are asking us to please tell everybody about their amazing new products. So we get so many of these things, I just really don't know what to do with them. But we do we sift through them, we look at them all, and there's a lot of stuff in there that we like to show and we like to share. So that's what Gear Break is. If there's something in there that we think is cool and we think you should have a look at and might be interested in, we will definitely put it in there. If we've used the product, we talk about it ourselves. Sometimes we haven't touched these things or haven't seen them, but it's a way to sort of, you know, if we have used it, we say, listen, we're going to tell you about what we've done. So take a look at Gear Break today. Here we go. Something else that I think is really worth noting is if you want to watch the race live and you're living in North America, of course, there's no television coverage of any of the bike racing for us, which really sucks. But thanks to the guys at Global Cycling Network, GCN, they have got live streaming coverage now secured for Giro di Lombardia. You can subscribe to the service for about $12 a month US. I pay $14 a month in Canada up here. And the races are all live. Everything's streamed live. You can tune in and watch it live. You can watch it recorded later at your leisure, like I do sometimes on Sunday afternoons. But one of the things that I think is really cool about their service is they actually bill you monthly, like they say they're going to. Unlike one of the other streaming services here, which says they'll only charge you whatever, $15 a month for the service, but they actually bill you the whole thing up front. So that was kind of sucky when I got a $250 invoice on my credit card. This is great. I love it. They do what they say they're going to do. The coverage is awesome. They've got some great commentators. Bradley Wiggins is in there. He does a good job. He knows what he's talking about. So that's worth looking at as well. All right, what else? Something else that I think is totally worth checking out here on PEZ this week is my interview with the guys at First Endurance, who have recently reformulated their liquid gel. So they have relaunched their liquid gel. It's called the Liquid Shot. They call it Sport Fuel. It's an energy gel to the rest of us. They've come out in one flavor. It's wild berry. I do an actual taste test. There's a little video of me on here cracking into it, seeing what it tastes like. Spoiler alert coming up here. It actually tastes pretty good. I quite liked it. But really what's interesting here is this is an interview. I jumped on Zoom with Dr. Luke Bucci, the Chief Science Officer of First Endurance, and Mike Fogarty, who is the owner and founder of the company. We had a nice long chit chat about the science that goes into creating all their products. And those guys do a pretty deep dive in the science. It's one of the things that we've always admired about them here at PEZ is that they don't just create stuff, cook it up in their kitchen and put it out there because it tastes cool or looks rad or feels weird and wonderful. They actually have scientific facts and data and research that goes into formulating the best levels of carbohydrates and electrolytes, so their products are absorbed faster into your body and get to doing the job quicker than they are. So that's really interesting if you're into a deep dive on how liquid shots work and First Endurance. So lots of coverage of Lombardia this weekend on right now. Lots more coming. On Monday, we will have, tomorrow, Saturday is going to be race report. We'll have follow-up on Eurotrash on Monday from Alistair running the desk in Spain. Spencer Martin will be with us on Monday with his always awesome breakdown of the race, what we saw, what we learned, who did what, and why. Some great punditry there. So lots to see on PEZ. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you can join us for some of this coverage. If you've got nothing else to do, this is a great way to spend your time. Trust me. All right. Okay. PEZ out. Have a good weekend. Talk to you later.